Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Building a Nation with Team Canada. And today we have for you the 2024 MLS Mid-Season Review. So we're going to get into that momentarily. But as you probably know, if you've seen the last few videos, this has been a terrible month for Canadian soccer. We'll look at the senior team first. And notice that we did go 0-3 for the month of March with the senior team. Just brutal. First of all, losing a friendly to Cyprus 3-1 where we looked completely outmatched. And then losing USA 2-0 and Jamaica 2-1 in extra time. So that one was a little bit of a better game. We gave Jamaica a better game. And honestly, against USA, we weren't terrible either. It's just not a lot of goal scoring. We're having trouble scoring goals at every possible level, and it's getting frustrating. And it has finally made its way. It's seeped into the Canadian culture all the way down to Vancouver. We can check a look at the schedule for Vancouver, and it's been a brutal month and a half. Last 6 games, we've only got 1 win, 2 draws, 3 losses. So it's just, these 6 games in a row have been pretty tough and pretty tough to even watch. It all started with San Jose. They scored early on us, and it was like just a grinding slugfest for the rest of the game. Nothing was happening, nothing going on. We had 25 shots. We just couldn't score. 50% of possession. It took a penalty from Theo Bair in the 75th minute for us to get the equalizer there. And then we had a heartbreaking draw against Atlanta United, 1-1. We got out early with a goal from Terry Rosalind. The young midfielder's playing very well. He's improving all the time. So we got to get more game time for him. But he had a nice finish in the 28th minute. Here we go. Look at that. Darren Sr. in the game. Faria getting downfield. Sends it back, and there it is on the counterattack. Rosalind. My headphones are really loud again. And then, look at this. 94 minutes. There's 95 minutes left in the game, or total in the game. And they get a goal at 94-47. Heartbreaking. I thought we were going to win that one against Atlanta, but no, not to be. And then we get absolutely demolished by RSL 3-0. A lot of our former players have made their way to RSL, including Zach McMath, still hanging out there at goalkeeper, 32 years old, still a pretty solid keeper. So I'm sure he was happy to get that victory. And yeah, we did not play well at all there. Severino, Johnson scoring the goals against us. As you can see, in this 6-game streak, we've got a total of 4 goals. Losing 3-1 to LAFC. Of course, LAFC is a great club, great team. Jesse Gonzalez in goal, Nick Lima, Walker Zimmerman, Horta. Horta just murdered us. 3 goals. He was just walking through our defense, and it was terrible. Latif Blessing, Janssen is still there. So, it's no bad news to lose to LAFC, but just the way we lost. We completely outclassed Rosalind again, our lone goal scorer. So that's good. The youngsters playing well. And we finally got a win, sort of break the monotony with Colorado. Venuto scored in the 4th minute, and then absolutely nothing happened after that. So much fun, and then we lose to Houston, another one of our Western Conference rivals, and that's the worst part about this losing streak, is all the Western Conference teams that we're losing to. So we're going to play our game today against FC Dallas, try to get back on the right track. And then we'll come back and look at some stats and stuff for the mid-season. So let's get to our match preview. Here we are, FC Dallas. We are the home favorites at BC Place. Only 18,000 fans are showing up. inconsistent form, but FC Dallas is in woeful form. So maybe we can pull out a win here. But if you look at the Western Conference here, they have won 8 of the last 13 games we've played against FC Dallas. They've got our number. I don't know what it is. We've only won 3 times and got 2 draws. So FC Dallas has been a bit of a bogey team for us, and we'll see. Brian Acosta is suspended for them. Coleman is out with a hip injury. Don't know who this guy is. Josu Filet, twisted ankle. It looks like a guy from their academy, perhaps. Yes, FC Dallas Juniors. Brought him up on a free in 2020. Been playing with them since 2021. Not a lot of appearances going on here, so he's not a great loss. He's not a great loss. All right. Jim Curtin is the head coach for FC Dallas. Recent addition here, came over from Seattle. Before that, New York City. Before that, Philadelphia. So he's another guy who's on the MLS coaching carousel. He's a pretty good coach, working with youngsters. Very, very good man management. He's a fine coach. Preferred play style, 4-2-3-1 standard, general. Okay. Urgent pressing style. Probably should have looked at this sooner. Too late now. We're the favorites. Let's see what we can do. Let's get out there and win a game. Boys, here we are. Been tweaking my tactics a little bit here and there. Not a lot, but just trying to fine-tune, trying to find some way to score goals. We'll see if we can do that today. Darren Sr. lacking match sharpness, and hopefully he's going to be the key ingredient to this goal scoring that we need to do. Last year he was our savior. Double digits in goals. He set the record for goal scoring for Vancouver. I think he had 20 goals in all competitions. So we need him back desperately, and we need him to score some goals. So here we are. We got McGee in goal, Ahmed, Villalba, Cornelius, Thomas, Tibert, Daniels in the midfield, Stankovic on the left, highest rated player, 7.51 rating, 5 goals, 4 assists. So he's had an outstanding year. Shamit Shom in the midfield, most assists, tied with 4. Venuto on the right, 5 goals for him as well. And then Darren Sr. up top has only made 5 appearances this year. 1 goal, 1 assist. Now, this may look like a bit of a strange lineup, and the reason for that is I just took everybody who was performing the best. Everybody on the team with the highest rating, I'm putting them in there and seeing if they can just work together. Hopefully, they can. FC Dallas, meanwhile, has Gunn. We know he's an outstanding goalkeeper, but he's allowed a lot of goals this season. 27 concessions on 13 appearances. He was supposed to be the best 11 goalkeeper this year for MLS, and so far he's not playing like it. Blaquette on the left-hand side. Tyler, 11 appearances. Bresson, Aneba. Ismail Aneba. Looks pretty good. 1 appearance for, what is that, the Algerian under-20s? Moroccan under-20s, okay. 8 appearances here for FC Dallas this year. Okay, so he's not exactly what I would call a starter. Polster on the right. Servania, no goals, no assists. Roberts, 2 assists. So their midfield's not playing particularly great. Kaiser on the left, highest rated player, 6 goals. Mosquera, team captain, 3 goals. Richards out wide to the right, 5 assists, most assists on the team. And then Christian Ramirez up top, 5 goals. Only 3 starts this year. So FC Dallas is playing a bit of a rotated side. We'll see if we can take advantage of that. I know many of you will be anxious. Yes, let's avenge. Let's avenge everything that's ever happened in our entire lives. Let's go, boys. Close down on Richards. A little sneaky Pete. There we go. Kickoff. In the dome. Dome, sweet dome. Let's go, boys. Let's get a win for the home fans. We are in the home whites. FC Dallas in their tricky bib uniforms. They got the blue bib up front and then sort of the white back. I don't like that. Because with the camera angles that you play with in FM, it makes it look like they've got white jerseys on because all you can see is from the back. So we better be on the attack a lot this game so that we don't have to deal with that situation. So that we see the blue bibs. Okay. Let's do something. Vancouver's dropped to 5th position. That's fine, I guess. League table. I will look at the league table in depth later. Latest scores. DC United 1-0 over Minnesota. Portland 1-0 over LA. Seems like not a lot of goals going on this year. I don't think these other 3 games have started. Maybe not. Portland just scored a goal in real time. 2-0 over LA Galaxy. There we go. The other games have started. All right. Let's get a highlight here, boys. Let's win this. Nope, not exactly a great start to this highlight. Richards bringing it down. He's under pressure. Playing the Z formation, we're trying to put a little bit more pressure on teams. Not exactly working. Ball's in the net, but is it onside? It looked onside to me. First glance, it looked fine. Their coach is celebrating like it's fine. Take a look here at the replay. Roberts, Mosquera, Kaiser, Ramirez. I mean, I don't know what could possibly be offside about that. He started behind our 2 defenders and just, it was a great pass into open space. Yeah. Completely onside. Great finish from Ramirez. We're quickly down 1-0. Here's Severina. Savania. So the streak continues. We got problems. We got issues. You know, I'm tempted to go back to some of our earlier tactics. You know, worrying too much about possession, worrying too much about defense, and we're not scoring enough goals. Bad throw in. Ahmed has been error prone today. We'll take him out eventually. We'll watch them score a 3rd goal here. Ramirez. McGee has to pray to the post there. Pray to the crossbar, and he gets rewarded. But 2-0 just like that, so quick off the bat, is just ridiculous. Especially when we've had 62% of possession. Here's Ahmed with the throw-in. Foul? Are we going to get a penalty here? I think so. Let's go to the VAR. It's been a lot of VAR recently, too. You know, I've been looking up tactics, which is something I don't normally do. Been watching some videos from a guy, Nick FM. I don't know if you've seen any of his videos. He loves the 4-1, what I call the 4-1-2-3. Here's the review here. VAR says it's a free kick, not a penalty. That would have been a nice penalty. He loves that, and he's got all kinds of tactic videos for the 4-1-2-3. I don't really like the 4-1-2-3 in FM19, but, you know, it's an option. We do have a couple of decent defensive midfielders. But I don't know. Just trying anything at this point. We might have to go to our much more attacking styles and just live with the consequences. I mean, that's what we did earlier, and I think we've kind of lost some of that swagger. You know, we've lost that. We're going to attack you, put you on your back foot, keep the ball, and score goals. We don't do that anymore. We play possession, we play defense, we play counterattack, and I think it's hurting. Luke McGee, 3 saves, but 2 not saves. Let's be assertive. Where's your passion? Do you even want to win this match? Playing against a terrible FC Dallas team. It's on a terrible run. It's playing a bunch of substitutes. We're down 2-0 at half. Awful. Ahmed, 6.2, looking anxious. So we will get him out of there for Nerwinski. So much for playing our highest rated players. Darren Sr. not looking so good. 6.4 rating. He's a little bit out of position right now. Playing as a pressing forward. I mean, he can play pressing forward. And he can score goals from pressing forward, but he's been scoring many more goals recently as a target man. McGee getting some help from the woodwork again. Rolling it out to the playmaker Daniels, which is what this tactic is supposed to do. But, you know, it starts our possession off in our own half. If anybody makes a mistake in our own half, then the other team is going the other way. Real quick, here's Nowinski getting forward. The fullback dropping it off to T-Bert. There we go. That's how this is supposed to work. Crisp passing. I don't know that the fullback is supposed to be our playmaker, but, you know, whatever. He's got a lot of experience. He's been here a long time. Great pass. Great vision. T-Bert, nice finish. Coming up from the Segundo Volante position today. Here we go. We're back in it. 2-1. Polster, okay, we'll close him down. FC Dallas has not made any substitutions. Kaiser's a threat. Okay. Not much we can do about that. Here we go. Throw in. Nowinski on the right-hand side. Schmidt-Schoen sends it in. Darren Sr. denied on the doorstep. But T-Bert continues it. Schmidt-Schoen. Okay, Nowinski. Please get to the left. Hope somebody's playing defense on the left-hand side. Daniels out wide. Stankovic all by himself. Nobody around. He sends it across. Schmidt-Schoen. That was good defense. T-Bert. Open goal, and he missed. My dude. The goalkeeper was still on the other side. He'd just gotten up off the ground. Open goal. Let's give him a shout. Let's demand more. Focused. All right. Focus, boys. Let's go. We need something. We need something here. Seniors up to a 6.6. It appears they're looking for underlap in the central areas. That's fine. Looks like they've changed their approach to go more attacking. Okay. Okay, we'll close down on Renato Kaiser, as our coaches want us to do. 82 minutes. Let's go more attacking. Is there anybody that we can bring in who might give us a little bit more of an attack? Not particularly. Should have put Hundle on the bench. 90 minutes. Here we go. Throw in Nowinski. This could be our last chance. Sends it in. Senior. Yes. Gets the second goal. It's the first time we've scored 2 goals in a month. Gets the tie. So, I mean, we're still only going to get a draw out of this, but I guess it's better than another loss. And there's our guy, Senior, scoring the goal. He should have scored another one earlier, but he was denied by a great stop. Uh-oh. I may have spoke too soon. Oh, Thomas diving for the header. Great defensive play by the youngster who's been getting more playing time at fullback recently. And he's going to run out the clock here. Boot it downfield. Senior on the run. Senior. Oh, what was that? Offside, I hope. Yeah. Free kick is given. All right, let's get out of here. 45 seconds overdue. We could blow the whistle, and there it is. All right. 25 shots. 61% of possession. And we come away with a 2-2 draw. Is that defense? Is that goalkeeping? Is that tactics? You know, tactically, it looks like we're dominating. Right? These are good numbers. These are great numbers. 25 shots, 13 on target. No yellow cards, only 9 fouls, 61% possession. But yet we get a 2-2 draw. Come from behind. 2-2 draw. It's baffling. It is baffling. I don't know. What a comeback. We'll try to be positive. Try to, erase those negative waves. Enough with the negative vibes here. Let's be positive. Okay. So there we go. We got our draw. Now let's take a look at the competitions and see where that puts us. That puts us, after 17 games, we're in 4th place in the Western Conference with 8 wins, 4 draws, and a few losses. And 5 losses. Yes, mathematics. 28 points. So we're still quite a ways behind Houston. We're 5 points behind Houston, and they've got a game in hand. So that, there could be some serious separation going on between the top of the Western Conference and the rest of us plebs fighting it out for playoff positions. San Jose, there's a bit of a dip there. They've only got 18 points on the season, but they've also only played 16 games. Portland has only played 15 games, and they're only 1 point behind us. So, we got issues going on here. So there's a team with less games ahead of us, and a team with 2 less games, 1 point behind us. We could be fighting it out with the 6th or 7th place for playoffs, and that's no good. We need to go on a run. We need to do something about all of that. Supporters Shield-wise, we're looking pretty good. We're 7th. It seems like a pretty good number to me. I think the Eastern Conference is a little bit down this year. Toronto's the exception with 33 points, but nobody's catching LAFC right now. 39 points at the top of the league with 13 wins, no draws. So 13 wins, 4 losses for LAFC. Philadelphia's up there with 31 points. Orlando, 29. It just doesn't seem like a great year in the Eastern Conference this year. A lot of teams down here at the bottom. Atlanta, surprisingly, in 10th place. Chicago having a decent year at 12th place, so that's good for them. Columbus also, if you remember our preseason, Columbus and Chicago were both picked 1,000-to-1 odds at the bottom of the league. We can take a look at some more league-specific things like transfers. See if any interesting transfers have happened recently. So the last month, there's been a few transfers. Nothing of terrible interest here. Renato Correa to RSL for $140K. Right winger. 19-year-old Brazilian. A lot of Brazilians coming into MLS currently. I don't know if that's exactly a trend in real life, but it's definitely a trend in this phase. They're coming from every direction. Let's see. San Jose sent a guy out on loan. Here's a big move. Tim Schaff from München to Philadelphia for $1.7 million. Take a look at this guy. 20-year-old German midfielder. Looks pretty good. Excellent physicals. Great teamwork. Could use some help in the technical department, but 14 passing, 15 technique is pretty good. I'd take that guy for sure. Let's see. Columbus picked up a guy, Vinicius, another young Brazilian, 21-year-old defensive midfielder. Pretty good. Pretty much a bargain for $72K. He's not great or anything, but he's a fine reserve. Toronto FC sent a guy out on loan. New York brought in another young Brazilian, 23 years old, for $45K. He's not great at all. He's definitely reserve quality. Let's see. Riquelme, another young Brazilian, to LAFC. What did I tell you about all these Brazilians? Pretty good. Another sort of reserve-looking dude, left back. I wouldn't take this guy, but he's okay. And then Chicago, the biggest move of the year so far. Chicago sold Grimaldi to a Brazilian team for $9.5 million. So a young Brazilian goes out of the league. So it's nothing but Brazil news today in transfers. Head coach movements. It's always interesting. Of course, LAFC lost their coach in January. Brought in Cardoza. I think we saw that. Montreal in May 4th got rid of Giovanni Savarese. Brought in old Wilfred as the caretaker. And then brought in Jesus Vera, 55-year-old Venezuelan, who's been around the league a couple times at FC Dallas, at Seattle. He's not really that good of a coach. He's actually a better scout than a coach. Much better scout than a coach. So I don't really understand that hire. Like, why not just promote Wilfred? I mean, he's pretty good. Look at that. He's way better. He's a way better coach. Better man management, better motivating, better tactical knowledge, better everything. Better. Give Wilfred a shot. Let's see. New York City got rid of Greg Berhalter for poor league position and then brought in Wilmer Cabrera. We'll see if he's good at turning teams around. You know, he did it in Atlanta before they fired him. He turned them around like mid-season and went to an MLS Cup. So maybe he can do the same thing with New York City. Yeah, so some coaching moves, but mostly just coaching carousel type moves. So not a lot going on there. Take a look at some stats, perhaps. That could be fun. Major League Soccer team stats. See where we're at mid-season. LAFC number 1 in goals. I mean, I'm complaining about goals, but we're 5th in the league. It just doesn't seem like a lot of goals. 28 goals in 17 matches. I think all those goals were scored early in the season because they're definitely not happening right now. But LAFC with 40 goals, crushing everybody. Headers won, Orlando City, good for you. Average possession, we're 4th in the league in possession. As you saw in that last game, we possessed the ball quite a bit. Just didn't work in our favor, unfortunately. Tackles, we're not tackling as well as usual. That could be an issue. Defensively, that could definitely be an issue. Philadelphia, number 1 at 91%. Least concessions, we're also giving up quite a few goals. So maybe that's the real issue. Maybe the real issue is, once again, defense, which we saw at the end of last year. So we need to focus on defense and maybe shore that up somehow. RSL, number 1 in shutouts, followed by Columbus. Montreal up there, 7th. Toronto tied with 7 shutouts. We are not on the list. Another problem. So it's defense and goalkeeping. Most fouls, Houston. We're not on the list, thankfully. But a lot of top teams are on the list, so maybe we need to get stuck in a bit more. Pass completion ratio, we're 4th in the league. That's good. You know, so maybe we need to go to a more like pure gegenpress kind of situation where we get stuck in, we tackle hard, up the pitch so that they're not so much taking shots on our goal and getting past our defense. It's a possibility. We are 3rd in the league in hitting targets. So maybe it's not an offensive problem. Maybe it is defensive. This is enlightening, so it's good. Good that we did this. Good that we took a look at some of this. Now, how about player stats? Or do we have anybody worthwhile player stats? Tammy Abraham leading the league in goals with 12 goals, followed by Vega, Janssen for LAFC, Lopez for Portland, Coleman for FC Dallas, Horta. He scored 3 of those against us, so 3 of his 7 he can thank us for. Most assists, LAFC is at the top with 2 players, Torres and Blessing. And again, they got lots of those assists against us. 2 guys from Atlanta United up there, Martinez and Carlton. Carlton, I talked about him at the beginning of this save. He's a young American who just gets better. If you play this guy, he improves. And look at him. He's impressive. He's a very good American player. Most distance run, Shamit Shom from Vancouver. Up there in 4th place. Good for him. Key tackles, Nobody on the list. Reggie Cannon. Get that for FC Cincinnati. That's an interesting move. Zimmerman is up there. A couple guys from Philadelphia. Okay, conceded. We're not on this list. Bono. I mean, I guess that's why he's the U.S. national team goalkeeper. It's too bad we couldn't get this guy. Too bad we couldn't convince him to switch to Canada. Because in other saves, I've been able to convince this guy to switch to Team Canada, but not in this save, unfortunately. Zach McMath, RSL. Probably shouldn't have traded this guy when we did, but you know what? Yeah, you live and you learn. Jesse Gonzalez up there, of course. Most shutouts, Zach McMath. We could use that right about now. Tackles per game, nobody on the list. Dribbles, Faria, third in the league in dribbles. We've never had a team that dribbles as much as this team, ever. So I don't know, maybe that's a problem, maybe not. I don't know. Key passes, not really that interesting. Best at hitting the target, Sean Hundle, 69%. He just can't get past the goalkeeper. So we need to play him more, but he needs to score more goals. Please, I'm begging you, score more goals. I guess that's it. We'll keep this video somewhat to a reasonable length, and we'll come back later, probably for the Canadian Championship. So, until then, we'll see ya. There's one thing. Wait. One thing. We did not look at... What didn't we look at? There was something that was unfinished. Was it Nations League? No, it was Champions League. We didn't look at the end of Champions League. Do that real quick. North American Champions League. America wins it with their defensive style. Maybe it wasn't our fault. They beat New York 1-0 on aggregate over 2 games, just like they beat us. So that's, maybe not so bad. Maybe we did a little better than I give us credit for. But look at that. Just defensive stalwarts, I guess. They beat us 1-0 aggregate, beat New York 1-0 aggregate. New York, another outstanding run in Champions League, beating crushing New England, dominating Pachuca, and then losing by 1 goal to America. So New York's a team maybe to watch out for in the second half of the season. We did have an award winner. Let's see. So Gamara wins the Golden Ball. We had a player up for Golden Ball. He did not win it. But best young player, there he is. Vuk Stankovic, 4 goals in 4 appearances, 7.80 rating. Way to go, young man. Sean Hundle wins it last year for TFC, 5 goals in 8 appearances. So we've got back-to-back, sort of, best young player. Anyway, we're going to end it here for sure. So we'll come back for Canadian Championship, and hopefully that can break us out of our doldrums. So until then, we'll see you later. Bye-bye.